Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It is lovely to see you all again, as always. Now, earlier on tonight, guys, I put a post out on my community tab on my channel regarding a sign, a road sign that was spotted down in Norfolk Way about a Norfolk family-run farm that has sadly decided to cease operations. All down, of course, to Keir Starmer and his heavy inheritance tax that he has placed on farmers, particularly family-run farms. Now, it should come as no surprise to any of you out there, I know you're not stupid people, that most farms in this country are handed down through generations. Grandad hands grandson the farm, grandson hands his kids the farm, and so on and so forth. And with Keir Starmer's inheritance tax, that would be a very massive burden to carry on with the cost of agricultural machinery, farm animals, feed, that kind of a thing. I'm pretty sure you've all seen Clarkson's farm. You've seen the cost, the absolute insurmountable cost of actually running a farm for basically no return whatsoever. So of course, with Keir Starmer's inheritance tax, that would be one hell of a burden for anybody to overcome. I'd just like to have a brief conversation with you guys as to why I think this is happening. Now, of course, number one, I would like to point out that at the very start of Keir Starmer's tenure as Prime Minister, Bill Gates had a visit. Yes, Bill Gates had a visit to number 10. A guy who brought PCs to the entire world, brought MS-DOS to the entire world back in the early 90s. So why on God's green earth would someone like that want to visit Keir Starmer? And correct me if I'm wrong, I do think he visited Rishi and Boris at the start of their tenures also. Well, I do think I have a little bit of a solution to this, and I'm pretty sure you all know what all this is already, as you are well clued up and well switched on to this kind of thing. But I'm here to tell you that Bill Gates is the number one owner in the entire United States of farmland. He has absolutely acres upon acres of farmland at his disposal that he has bought up with his endless pit of money. And I think he's wanting to do exactly the same in this country. Why, you ask? Well, that's the thing. I think he's wanting to push this for a number of reasons, both him and Keir Starmer and numerous other prime ministers before him. Number one, the whole net zero agenda. Cow farts. They seem to think stupidly that cows farting in this country will suddenly engulf the entire world in a massive fireball full of destruction and wipe out humanity. Bollocks. And of course the lorries going back and forth from farms to abattoirs, taking livestock to be slaughtered so we can have our lovely meat on our Sunday roast dinners. Once again, massive cataclysmic fireball that will end all humanity if cows don't stop farting, if lorries don't stop going to abattoirs. And of course the other reason is the lab synthesized meat, which I'm pretty sure you've all seen the videos. You are well switched on. I know you're not stupid people. You've seen all this before, but I still want to bring it to you anyway. It's a lump of pink matter in the middle of a petri dish that you wouldn't want to put near a dog's mouth, let alone your own mouth. It looks similar to a plasticine burger that has been fashioned by a fat man using only his anus and his arse cheeks. Very unpalatable. Something you wouldn't want to ingest if your life depended on it. And of course we have Klaus Schwab and his big future vision of what we're going to eat in the future, be it locusts, cockroaches, crickets, you name it, we can eat it. Why? Because it's somehow more sustainable than cows, sheep and goats and various other livestock that we have been getting meat from for absolute centuries. Now let me ask you this, guys. 300 or 400 years ago, put yourself into a village that's full of thatched roof houses, that kind of a thing. Think 1500s, something like that. Everyone within that area relied on farmers for crops, for livestock, for food for the winter, putting it in, preserve it in smokehouses, that kind of a thing. What do you think if the liege of the land, the Lord Liege, whatever hell you called them back then, was to put a massive taxation onto them said farmers? There would be famine, there'd be starvation on a massive scale. People would die out by the thousands and by the millions. Now, it's not like that today. I do agree with you. We do have other substances that we can eat. We have processed crap and junk food, that kind of thing. But suffice to say, nobody will live very long on a diet full of Coca-Cola, crisps and processed cheese, for example. We need farmlands very, very desperately, not just in this country, but across the world. We need farms for vegetables. We need farms for lean meats. We need protein. We are a carnivorous people, hence why we have these here called incisors to rip meat. We are born and bred carnivorous. We cannot survive simply on sugar, processed crap and junk and bugs. It is a lunatic's vision of the future of the world. It cannot work. It cannot be sustained. Doesn't matter how many bugs you can produce year on year out. You can produce billions of bugs. Humans need protein. Humans need farmland to grow said vegetables, for example, that kind of thing. Vitamins, minerals. You can't get that from cockroaches and locusts. But let me tell you this before I depart, guys. If it did come to this, and there were no more farmers anywhere on this world, in this planet, whatever, I would resort to living off grid. I would live basically in a shack. I would grow my own food. I would get some livestock from somewhere. I mean, even in Fallout 3, Fallout 4, the Fallout computer games, there were Brahmas, cows with two heads. You can still get livestock, no matter what Bill Gates wants to do, no matter what Klaus Schwab wants to do, they will still be there. I will breed my own livestock. I'll have my own chickens. I will grow my own fruit and vegetables, and hell, I'll even cleanse my own water if need be. I don't know how I'd do it. I'd do some research before I even took that big step, but no way on God's earth am I eating bugs, and there's no way I am eating processed meat made inside a lab, which is, again, funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It all comes together into one big money pot for Bill Gates. Keep your eye on him, you know. He is a very, very sinister man. Completely off topic before I do leave. I will leave after this, guys. I'm sorry for droning on. Bill Gates, not so long back, was questioned about his time spent on, what's he called? The pedo, Ghislaine Maxwell. I can't think of his name now. Epstein Island. He was questioned of his time on Epstein Island. And if you saw or listened to his replies and saw his body language, he is dodgy, very dodgy. Dodging the questions, fiddling about with his hands, messing about in his chair like that. Yeah, something very, very sinister about that man. I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. I would keep my beady eyes on that man as much as you possibly can. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in comments. What do you think the end result is? The end result is to try and destroy UK farmland, USA farmland, the whole world, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure Bill Gates isn't going to be finished with the UK and the US. He's going to travel far and wide and build up, buy up as many acres as he possibly can. Excuse me. Do you know what you think in comments, guys? Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.